Unfortunately, the hardcore communists sacrifice anything to achieve an end, even personal feelings. They forget one thing, and that will inevitably defeat them.
Inevitably?
That's right. You see, Christianity and science teach us that means, in the end, are part of a continuum. The means determine the end. Well, the communists, talk a lot about brotherhood as an end result, but they'd have us believe that this can be achieved by means that destroy the essential meaning of brotherhood.
Sometimes you have to suppress freedom temporarily in order to gain a greater freedom in the long run.
Well, it's the same paradox, isn't it? If it suppresses freedom and shows contempt for the moral and spiritual needs of man, on what foundation does communism hope ultimately to build freedom? When you come right down to it, Paul, the fundamental difference between Christianity and communism is the essential importance of every human being in God's eyes.
Well, you make it sound as though communism were a religion.
To a communist, it's just that. Of course, it's the very antithesis of our own Christian religion.
In what way?
Well, you'd have to call communism an atheistic religion in that it denies the existence of God, and therefore also of man's responsibility to a higher power. Now, to a communist, man is not a creature of God, created in God's image. He's merely a rational animal fighting for mastery of the jungle.
Well, that's what they say of capitalism. I mean about being a jungle.
They never talk about capitalism in terms of 20th century democracy, do they? No, they're just still using the old cliches of Karl Marx. Well, by its own admission, communism is materialistic. Nothing matters but matter. To a communist, there's no communion between man and his spiritual source, no life hereafter, no immortality. Only this world counts. A world that man can see and touch, subjugate and master. Now, to a Christian, man is a very special creature of God. Well, true, he is fallen, but he is also redeemed by Jesus, who died for us on the cross.
Well, you're not denying that there's a material side to our lives.
Of course not. But as a child of God, the Christian lives in daily contact with the Father in a relationship of love. Now, he works to make this relationship meaningful in terms of the material world in which he lives. But his highest values are not material. They're the spiritual values of humility and mercy, love and truth, honor and integrity. Fundamentally, Paul, the Christian's horizons extend beyond this world. He knows that he's been redeemed by Christ for eternity, for a life with God through the endless ages.